Okay, here's a fun project. I have to hack this light fitting because it's a cathedral ceiling, right? See that point there? It needs to be like tilted on a 45-degree angle. So basically, this little remote receiver is meant to live in the ceiling space. So that little ball angle can work there. So I need to maintain this double insulation. Boss seems to want to stick a big weatherproof box in there, which I don't think is a bit shit. I reckon we can just heat shrink this. Just remember these Ventair SkyDC fans were actually double insulated. This thing puts out 24 volts. So the motor and the light are ELV. Really, this one here is you really need to maintain your double insulation too. They originally had extra bit of heat shrink on here originally with the design, but I'm just going to hack this light fitting to make it work. So here's basically the old setup. Forgot how to move that one down. That's surprising that fan wasn't on timber originally. The other pendant was only held up by some wall mates. But yeah, this is what we're doing. This is where the fan's got to live. Okay, hackery continues. Put an inline here, extend my earth. I've got some other heat shrink here. And we're going to maintain our double insulation. So let's heat shrink her up. How's that? Better than factory, double insulated all the way. Now, with this little remote receiver, can live in the ceiling space. I don't know why Ventair class this as a 240 volt fitting when it clearly says she's 24 volts DC. This is an ELV light fitting. Notice there's no double insulated mark there either. We've got the tick. These fittings used to be double insulated, believe it or not. I don't see why they can't be. But yeah, it's a pain in the ass putting these extension rods on. Show you how it's done, because you have to basically take these little ferrites off and it's a mess. So these things just basically help noise suppression. They take them off, pull this little thing out, and this little ball comes off, and then rip the rest of it off. And then we continue. I have to remove all these things, take this shaft off, put my new one on. Just got to be fun. And then we got to measure it, make sure it's the right length. This little black length, don't need it. It's only there when it's cyclone and so your fan doesn't blow away. But yeah, it's going inside, so we don't need that piece. I'm gonna put this big shaft on and use these little extensions. Now Ventair have totally screwed me over here. This LED connector does not go into this LED connector. It's the wrong plug type. What the hell, Ventair? So now I have to cut and solder that. What the hell? Pain in the ass this, having to heat shrink it and solder it. It's not fun. Fix your shit, Ventair. There's your factory finish. Made my own adapter. Thanks, Ventair. I just realised a mistake. I don't have enough length on these cables. Unless I cut the shaft down. This has got to sit inside the ceiling, not in the cowling. This is one hacked SkyDC fan. So this controller can live in the roof and it can live in a cathedral ceiling. She's up there. Yeah, this is pretty nuts. This is how much room I've got to deal with. How to fit this controller in here. So you can see why I've had to hack up this fitting to make it fit. Yeah, I'll show you how I do this little joint here and maintain that double insulation. Here's how I've maintained the heat shrink. You just got to do this and we'll slide this over and just heat it all up. See how it looks. And there's one little happy fan controller living in an absolute bullshit space. I reckon this thing's not going to last long. The electrolytic caps will dry out in it. But hey, they got a 5-year warranty. And you just have to pull this tile off and change the receiver. Fool me once, can't fool me twice. Shitloads of length on that. Out the joint another 6 times. So double installation. So one hack fan. Sweet. And that's where your other one lives. This is, as I said, this is ELV wiring, but we have to maintain the double insulation, which I've done here. We're supposed to not put cabling within the 50 mil zone here, but there's not really much else we've got to do with it because literally that is the sheet there. There's absolutely no room. This would get hot as in summer, I'd imagine. Anyway, let's go do the test. Light goes on, light goes off. Change colour temps. You can dim this one down. Change the fan. Make it go forwards, make it go reverse. Pretty flash, these fans. She's a winner. Yep, just takes a while for the DC to spin up and down. And beautiful fan controllers on the wall. They're obviously just to turn the switches off, and they're all remotes.